Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about virtual functions. Before virtual function, we have to know what is a function overriding. If derived class define the same function as defined in its base class, then it is known as function overriding in C++. That means we have the same function name in the base class as well as in the derived class, then that function is called as a function overriding concept in a C++. And this function overriding is used to achieve runtime polymorphism. It enables to provide specific implementation of the function which is already provided by its base class. In function overriding, the function in base class is called the overridden function, whereas the function in derived class is called as the overriding function. That means the function which we are using in the base as well as the derived class with same name, in the base class function, that function is called as a overridden function, whereas the same function when we write in a derived class, it is called as a overriding function. Now here we will take one example of a program, and in that program we show how the virtual function, why the virtual function is needed. Now in this program we have taken one base class, class base, whereas we have taken one derived class, that is a class derived, which inherit the base class publicly. Now in base class we have one public member function, that is a void show. With the same function name, we have a one member function in the derived class, that is a void show, who has the same function name as the base class. Now in main we are creating the object of derived class, and we say d1.show. Now when we say the d1.show, at that time now the compiler is get confused where he has to call the show function of the base class or whether he has to call the show function of the derived class. In that case it will call the function of the derived class, and hence it display the result of show derived. That means as we seen above that when we make the call to the function, the derived class function gets called. What if you want to call the overridden function? That means if I want to call the function that is declared in a base class by using the object of derived class, then how I will call that function and print my output? You can do that by creating the derived class object in a such a way that the reference of base class points to it, and define overridden function as a virtual function. And here the concept comes about the virtual function. If I want to call the base class function, that is the function who has same name in the derived class also, and if I want to call the function of the base class with the derived class object, then how I will call that function? In that case we need to make the base class function as a virtual function, and we can call that function with the help of reference of base class. A virtual function is a member function. Now what is a virtual function? Here we see a virtual function is a member function that is declared within a base class and redefined by the derived class. That means when we are saying we are using the same function name in base class also as well as in derived class also, in that case we simply make the base class function as a virtual function which is get redefined in the derived class. It implements, the virtual function implements the one interface multiple method philosophy that underlies the polymorphism. The keyword virtual is used to designate a member function as a virtual function. That means when we want to make the base class member function as a virtual function, we need to add the keyword virtual in front of that member function to make that function as a virtual function, which supports runtime polymorphism with the help of base class pointer. When we create the virtual function of the base class, we can call now the base class as well as the derived class function with the help of base class pointer. While redefining a virtual function in derived class, the function signature must match the original function present in the base class. So we call it overriding, not overloading. We have to take care of that. If we want to make the base class function as a virtual implementation of your derived class function, that is, this is a virtual function in the base class, then both the definition, both the declaration as well as we can say definition in the base class function and the derived class function must match. That means their signature must match to the original function which are defined in the base class. Then only the function overriding concept is get satisfied. Otherwise we can say that it is a function overloading. When a virtual function is redefined by the derived class, the keyword virtual is not needed. That means when we redefine the base class function in the derived class, we have to use the virtual keyword only in the base class. It is not needed to use in a derived class. The virtuality of the member function continue along the inheritance chain. You can inherit the base class till any level, and this virtual function is available till that level. A class that contains a virtual function is referred as a polymorphic class. Here we are taking again the same program, but in that program we are just adding our virtual function. Here again we are taking one base class. In that base class we have a one member function, say show, and which is a virtual function. In that function we are simply adding the virtual keyword before that function by making that function as a virtual function. Now we have one derived class which inherit the base class publicly with having the same function name as in a base class, that is a void show. But here in the base class this function becomes a virtual function, so this function can be available to till the any level of inheritance. Now inside the main, for showing you, I have created the object of the base class also and the object of the derived class also. When we are saying b1.show, it will display the member function output of the base class. When we are saying d1.show, at that time it will execute the show function of the derived class. Now for implementing the concept of virtual function, I have already said that if you want to access the function of the base class as well as the derived class, you need to create the pointer of the base class. So I have created here the pointer of the base class, and through this pointer I can pass the references of my derived class or base class object. Now here I am passing the reference of base class object, so it will execute the function of the base class, and here I am passing the reference of the derived class, so it will execute the function of the derived class. And here is the output. First we say b1.show, so it will display the output show base. d1.show, it display the show derived. And first here we are passing the reference of base class object to the pointer of the base class, so it will display the show base. And next we are passing the reference of the object of derived class, and it will display the output of the derived class show function. Now here I am showing you the example of the virtual function for the multi-level inheritance. As I said, once you have made your function as a virtual function inside the base, you can that means that function can be available till any level of inheritance. Here I am using the multi-level inheritance, and this virtual function of the base class can be available to the derived 2 class function also. Here we are using one base class base with a one virtual function void show, in the derived one which inherit the base class publicly having the same function name void show. Similarly again we have another derived class, that is the derived 2, which is derived from the base class, and here which also having the same function name as a show. So when we are creating the pointer of the base class, and through that pointer we can access this function one by one. Now here if this is a runtime polymorphism, when I say taking the value from the user, what is the n, if he is saying n equals to 1, at that time it will display the or execute the show function of the derived one. When it is becomes 2 or it is not 1, at that time it will execute the show function of the derived 2. In this way we can implement the runtime polymorphism. Here is the output. If the user enter 1, then it will show derived 1. If user enter 2, it will show the derived 2. That means it execute the show function of the derived 2 class. Now the virtual destructor. Constructor cannot be virtual, but destructor can be virtual. It ensures that the derived class destructor is called when the base class pointer is used while deleting the dynamically created derived class object. It ensures that the derived class destructor, listen carefully, it ensures that the derived class destructor is called when base class pointer is used while deleting the dynamically created derived class object. Again I show you with the help of example. Here we are showing the virtual destructor but without using the non-virtual destructor. Here we are showing that base class have the one member function, that is a destructor. Derived class which is inherit the base class publicly having its own destructor function. Now inside the main, when we are creating the pointer of the base class and create the object of the derived class, pass the reference of the object of the derived class, and when we say delete p, at that time it will execute the destructor of our base class, not the destructor of the derived class, because here we are not making our destructor as a virtual. So this is an example of using non-virtual destructor. We are not making this as a virtual. So whenever your program is get finished, at that time the base class destructor is get called. As shown in the output, it says that destructing base. But if I want to execute both the destructor for the derived class also, for the base class also, at that time we need to define the destructor inside the base class as a virtual, so that it will execute both the destructor, that is in the base class also as well as in the derived class also. Here I am showing again the same program using the virtual destructor. In the same program, I simply just adding the keyword virtual in front of the destructor of the base class. Hence, this function becomes the virtual destructor. And now, when we are creating the pointer of the base class and passing the reference of the derived object, at that time, both the functions are get executed. First, it execute whenever the program is finished. First, it will delete the object of the derived class. That's why it says destructing derived, and then it will delete the object of the base class. That's why it says the destructing base. Once function is declared as a virtual, it stays virtual no matter how many layers of derived class it may pass through. That means as I said previously, once you declared the function inside the base class as a virtual function, you can inherit it till any level of the inheritance. Again, as I showed previously, here again we are taking one example of the multi-level inheritance, in which we have base class in where we are using the virtual function. This is the derived one which is derived from the base. This is the derived 2 which is inherit the derived 1 class publicly. This is a multi-level example. Inside in main we are creating the object of base class, derived class as well as the derived 2 class, and here we are creating the pointer reference of the base class to whom we will pass the references of the different classes. That is reference of the base class, then it will execute the function of the base class. Reference of the derived 1, it will execute the function of the derived 1, and then we pass the reference of the derived class 2 and it will execute the function of the derived 2 class. And hence it will display the output show base, show derived 1, show derived 1. Why show? Again it displays show derived 1 because inside the derived 2 we are not using anything. So whatever the function that are available in the derived 1, this becomes the part of the derived 2. And when you are showing show function with the help of base class pointer, it will execute this function and display the output, that is the show derived 1. Virtual function helps to guarantee that a derived class will provide its own redefinition. If we want to omit, now what is a pure virtual function? It is possible if I want to omit the body of the virtual function in a base class, we can use the pure virtual function. Then what is the pure virtual function? Simply you have to make that function definition equals to 0. That is, a function has no definition inside the base class with the virtual keyword. That function is called as the pure virtual function without any definition. Pure virtual function is a virtual function that has no definition in its base class. So we just define it with a as equals to 0. Here I showed how to define the pure function. Here we have a class figure, and here we are using virtual function, which is a pure virtual function, void show. We are making that void show as a virtual function by using the keyword virtual, and when we say that function equals to 0, it becomes a pure virtual function. It makes a class an abstract class. We cannot create any object of such a class. Now listen carefully. When we are creating that virtual function is a pure virtual function, it forces derived classes to override its own implementation. That means each and every derived class from this class need to have this show area function. Otherwise become abstract too, and the compiler will report an error. If you are making that function as a pure virtual function, and if you are not redefining it in the derived class, then the compiler will cause the error, which is shown in this example. Here we have a class figure in which we are defining the virtual function, which is a pure virtual function, because we are making its definition equals to 0. Now in the class triangle, we are again using that function show area and having some definition for that show area. Now here we have another class, that is a class circle, where we are not using any function, but in that case this class circle is inherit the figure publicly. So there is a restriction, because it that figure base class function has the pure virtual function, so we need to redefine in the class circle. But here we are not defining that show area function, so compiler will cause here error. Now here we are creating the base pointer of the class figure and passing the references of the triangle as well as the circle to display the area of the triangle and circle. Now the next is, what is the abstract class? Abstract class is a class that has at least one pure virtual function. Then that class is said to be abstract. An abstract class has one important feature, that there can be no object of the class. You can say if the object of the class is not created, then that class is called as an abstract class. Instead, abstract class must be used only as a base that other classes will inherit. Even if the class is abstract, you still can use it to declare pointers which are needed to support runtime polymorphism. And finally, runtime polymorphism, we come to the final comments that runtime polymorphism is not automatically activated in C++. We have to use virtual function and base class pointer to enforce and activate runtime polymorphism in C++. That means if we want to achieve the concept of runtime polymorphism in C++, we need to take the help of virtual function as well as the base class pointer. I hope this session will be helpful for you. Thank you.